Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of TerickTime. We are on episode 5. So, today I am wanting to get the cliff area here done. Spent a little bit of time while I was building the other side with the trees from the last episode. If you haven't seen that, go back one and check that out. Really happy with how that area over there turned out. But thankfully, spent that little bit of time and kind of figured out what I wanted to do here. So instead of just having a cliff that just runs all the way across and it being a big stone face, it wouldn't look quite so good. It's kind of similar to what I've got going on over here. So what we're going to be doing is having the chunk of stone here, which I am going to detail a little bit to match what we're going to be doing now, but then all these patches of dirt, we are just going to be swapping that out for stone. So it'll look like the grass is kind of growing over the cliff a little bit. So that will kind of have a little bit of that greenery coming through, and then we can toss some bushes and whatnot on there. The steeper part here will be more of that just straight cliff face. And then up here, we're going to slowly kind of ease this off a little bit too as well. So kind of bring the grass down a little bit in the middle here, slope that out. So it'll be kind of cliff here, grass, and then a little bit more stone over here, just to kind of break things up a little bit. And then we'll do the same thing in here where we just kind of integrate a little bit of the cliff, but it makes it look like the grass is kind of growing over that stone kind of look. So and then we're going to be hopefully doing one or two little trees, nothing too big, because we've got the biggest tree so far right here. But if we do a little tree here and maybe another little tree in here and something kind of in this area here, just to kind of bring a little bit of that terraforming that we did on the other side over to this area. So I'm gonna drop down my resources here and we're gonna start getting on with the cliff face here. We are gonna roll into a time lapse, so hopefully you guys enjoy it, and we'll talk to you in a second. Here we go, everybody. The cliff is done. Got a couple of trees put in. Got some bushes put around. I am loving this place. It is really come together. Really got a little bit of cohesion going on here between the vines kind of growing up here, the vines kind of crawling over the edges a little bit there. Got that cliff face all done and dusted, and got a little bit of berries over there just for some color contrast, and did a little bit over here as well, just a couple more bushes. We're gonna have to continue the landscaping over this way, and a little bit here as well. But yeah, definitely got a lot to continue working on here, but just a little bit of a view up at the top here. So kind of brought this hillside over, and then kind of had put some of the bushes and vines kind of crawling up onto the top here. So the next step for terraforming, I think, is going to have to be kind of a little bit on top of that hill, but we're gonna have to be careful because when we're coming in here, we don't want to put a tree right here and block that little bit of view of that tower kind of peeking over the hillside. So we're gonna have to put something, you know, maybe here, maybe a little something here, and then we were very strategic here. So you kind of get this little bit of a peek through here where you can kind of see this tower here, and then you can still see the big backdrop building in between here. So when you're building, something I've learned from various people is that you want to make sure that you have sight lines that are appealing. So when you're coming up this pathway, can't see it very well, but the Guardian farm being over there, I wouldn't want to put a big tree right here, and I wouldn't want to put a big tree right here. So we're gonna have to do, you know, something maybe a little bit smaller in the middle, maybe a little something along here, kind of a little bit taller here to kind of go with the taller building right here. But yeah, I'm really liking the progress we've been able to make today. So I think it is going to be time to switch over to our second project, and yeah, I'm going to cut over there now. All right, everybody. So the second project we are working on today is the boat ship thing, which we need a name for. So if anybody has some name suggestions for our ship, planning on being a research vessel with some, you know, exportation of goods produced by the island. But yeah, all the work we've done today has been up in this top section here. So the main thing we've done is added a whole bunch of the diorite into the walls just to give it a little bit of texture, and we took out the yellow here. It was just the white with the yellow was just a little bit too much light. So we have changed that out just to bring some contrast to the build, and we have done a bunch of detailing in here. So we've now have our lower bridge all set up with lots of controls going on here, a couple of chairs for the crew to sit in and control the ship here. Got our emergency bell for, you know, oh my god, there's something wrong. So that was a little fun piece we can do there. And upstairs in the main bridge, we have another chair here with a couple of controls. So this guy would be up here steering the actual ship. So nobody here right now, of course, because we're all alone in this world. But yeah, and we've cut in the hole here so we can start to work on the lower portion of the ship here. But that is for another time, another episode probably, because I'm done with the finite detailing right now. So I am going to be moving over to project number 3. So over here, we are going to be extending the pier over, and this originally was going to be like a tram or railroad system going down into the ground into a storage room. Just couldn't quite get the look to go properly, so what we're going to be doing instead is having like an elevator system here. So we'll have a tram car kind of come out of the storage room, load onto an elevator, get lifted up here, and then it will be able to pull off here with a whole bunch of resources coming out of the storage room. Yeah, so we just kind of build this over a little bit to accommodate this, and then we can have some storage containers maybe along here, housing some resources being loaded up onto the ship. And we have also done all the digging preemptively, so we now have a nice big open space to be able to start working with. The tram cars are going to come all the way over here. We'll have kind of piles of resources over in this area, and this cave, or tunnel, sorry, leads all the way back to the cave. So I am going to grab a bunch of resources, bring them on over here, and I'm going to start working on this tunnel and the kind of track system going over to the elevator. And we'll see how this one goes. I think I'm going to try doing this in a time lapse. We'll see how it goes, if it's not too confined. And yeah, we'll talk to you folks in a second. Alright, so now that that tunnel is done, I'm going to start integrating this style further back, but of course we do need to... I don't want it to be all one plane, so this room is going to go up, so we've been spending a bunch of time digging out up the top here, and I was just kind of digging away, minding my own business, until I looked down and saw that my pick was at 5 durability. I was very scared, because this pick is the pick I've had since the beginning of this world. So we're just gonna put him away. Okay, now that I feel a little bit more safe, yeah, I've been working on here. Got a little tram car put together here. So this is going to be a either a backup or one being loaded, and then we're gonna have another one down at the end over there. But yeah, I'm just gonna keep plugging away here and get this ceiling all torn out and start putting in the new one, and then I'll get you back in just 1 second here. Okay, it is now the next day for me. I have been working on this project down here fairly steadily, and I've realized that since I've started recording playing, I've been getting messier. I just have I'm okay with chest monsters. Because I don't know why, but doing this level of like detailing, camera, I get stuff. There's just stuff all over the place to do this project, because look at this place. Hey, just like I'm super, there's a forklift. There's a forklift. I've never done this before. I'm so proud of myself right now. I have all these different shelves with different materials and chests, and I have this tram car. Got a remodel on that. It's currently being loaded up by the forklift. He's got 2 more logs that he's going to throw up on here. We've got a bunch of logs here that he's currently taking these 2 from, and we've got this the strapping has been cut, and it's just laying on the ground because, well, he's a little messy, but he's working. So, and then we've got some resources all in the chests and the barrels, some kelp up here that's over on the other side of the tram there. We've got these shark cages, which we kind of came up with. These were actually tricky because you can't just put the trapdoor on the ground and then put the iron bar on it. Doesn't work. You have to put the trapdoor in the ground, which then looks just silly. So we've got them hanging. That was the best solution I could kind of come up with. So we've got a couple of shark cages here, kind of all ready to go when needed. The forklift can kind of come in, scoop it up. They can unhook it and go load it on the tram. We've got bundles of wool here, or pallets of wool here. A couple more research or logs. So the basilite, right? Yeah, basilite there. The crimson wood here. A couple more bales of wool here, and this. This is, you got to use your imagination a little bit, but these are 5-gallon, the big 5-gallon jugs of water. And now that I say it, you can kind of see it, right? We're on an ocean. We got water. So, yeah. And then I've got a whole bunch of resources here as well. So, the melons that we've got the farm for. We've got flower farms, ferns. Just a whole bunch of just kind of colorful stuff up on the shelves here. Just to bring a little bit of pop. And I kind of did this area first, and then as I was working along, I kind of realized that, hey, I can put, the kelp up on the shelf, and just tried to use resources and blocks that kind of had some contrast to the walls, which, being this brick palette, was just something. So those greens, the brighter colors just kind of make everything pop a little bit. So, but yeah, I wanted to do a brick wall kind of in this style for a while now, and just couldn't quite fit it into a project. But I'm really happy that I was able to get this incorporated into this storage room. And then we've got some cobwebs up in the corners because, well, it's a little bit of a tall ceiling. You can't quite reach. And yeah, we're just, we'll have to get a broom and sweep all those up later. But then we got this little guy here, this little forklift. So he's working away. We've got a little spot that you can actually come in and sit. And then You can pretend you're driving the forklift here, and then on the back here we've got like a propane tank with a little nozzle on the end. So really happy how this little forklift actually came together. It's something I've never even tried building. I in my real life I drive a forklift quite a bit, so I spend a lot of time on them, but never actually tried building one in Minecraft. So really happy how this little guy turned out. And then in this corner here, we've got like a little office. So whenever a tram has been loaded up and he's being taken away, he's got to stop here, and the little inspector would be documenting on the lecterns here, what's being taken out of the storage room, so we can keep a count on inventory. And then we've got a little couple of chests, nothing in them, but use your imagination. We would be using this for filing systems. When these books get full, we got to put them somewhere, so they go in the chests there. And then a couple little bit, just a couple of paintings and a little bit of decoration here as well for the office, and then the little corner door there. So, and then little cobweb up there because, well, it's a little hard spot to get to, right? So, yeah, I'm pretty much gonna call this room done. I'm super happy with how this has turned out. This is not something I normally kind of do, but I got a little bit of work over here. I want to continue extending this tunnel a little bit further down, kind of continuing this kind of steel looking kind of supports going over, holding the ceilings up. And then down at the end here, we still got a little bit of work to do, just kind of getting this hole done up. I'm not sure if I want to do the brick all the way up. I'm kind of leaning towards continuing this wall style going up, so I will have to make this probably a little bit bigger just to make sure that the tram will be able to get in here and be lifted up onto the crane system we're going to be putting up on the top there. And then once we actually get up here, we're going to have to put the rails coming this way onto the pier, so everything that's up here, we can then incorporate those types of materials over here as well, and have piles of logs and kelp and wool bales and things like that all over here. And so that'll kind of bring this pier to life. And then next episode we really gotta there's stowaways. No, bad. See, look, there's another one. There's another chest monster. It's becoming a problem. But you know what? I'm kind of excited about it. I'm okay with it right now. I'm pretty much going to take this chest monster and go move it up onto the pier, I think, so we can continue kind of working over there. And we're gonna leave this part of the hall for next time, I think. Yeah, I think that's going to be a next time thing. So, yeah, I'm going to move this little chest monster that away, and we're going to continue, I think, working on that, the hole over there to kind of get that done and dusted. Alrighty, so I feel like we got a good start on that time lapse there to the pier area and how we kind of want to detail it. So I do have like 10-15 minutes of footage that I tried using of just me running around trying to detail and do stuff, but a lot of it was, well, not interesting really, in my opinion. So we're going to do a tour instead. So check this out. Look, hi. Pardon me. I'm not even going to open that chest or that one, because there's just stuff. I've literally just been putting stuff. It's the most disorganized I've ever been. But check this out. We got our crane all finished up here. So it is hooked up to the platform down here. So that tram car can now pull up onto here, get lifted up out of here, and then the whole crane can kind of bring it forward onto this track here, and then this forklift here can start offloading it, bringing it up and storing it onto the pier, getting it ready to be put onto the ship there. Originally I had these tracks made out of the stone, figured that, you know what, we're going big and heavy duty, we need a big heavy duty track, and what's more heavy duty than anvils? So we also have a little control station right here, so you can kind of see down and make sure the tram's all good to go there, and flip the lever and bring them up, and then flip that lever and go over there. And then yeah, I thought that was kind of cool being able to set that up. Got the little red light. Oh, 1 second. Whoopsies. There, fixed. Okay. We've got all of our, well, not all of, but a starting portion of the lights for the area installed as well. So having these kind of street lights, kind of construction area lights, that kind of thing. So we kind of just experimenting with this. I do like the look of them overall. I feel like they fit into the area quite well. We may just need to get a couple more of them, 1, 2 kind of here, just to make sure it's lit up appropriately. We've got I don't even know what this is called, but it's like a big sideways H that ships would tie off to, so they don't drift away. So we've got that installed, and then we've got we use the iron bars to represent a chain going up to the ship there. We've got this bale of wool all ready to be hooked up to the crane and lifted on. Over here we've got a whole bunch of different resources, so all the different logs, some kelp, all kind of sitting on dunnage there, so the forklifts can kind of come in and scoop it up and bring it over here and get it hooked up to the crane. I'm very proud of myself. I had a moment where I actually realized that, hey, I can use ladders and rails to make everything look like it's all strapped down kind of thing. So this is probably an age-old trick that a lot of people know, but I forgot. So, hey, I was really excited. And then we've got a whole bunch of resources all lined up here, and another forklift here, and then this chain kind of coming out and swooping up into the ship to kind of hold it up, hold it in place on this side. And then I was thinking I might try and use this anchor design and actually drop the anchor on the other side and have it go out into the ocean. I thought that might be kind of interesting little feature to have that going down there, but I am really excited and happy with how this pier has been turning out. I do want to get a little bit more detail along this side here, and then once we get the little planks going into the sides of the ship here, so I'm thinking kind of 2 maybe, one about here, one about here. That'll kind of fill in this side a little bit more. So really we just need a little bit of detail along this side. I'm not totally sure what I want to do yet, but I am kind of running out of time and need to get this episode all edited up and rendered so I can get it uploaded for Saturday morning for everybody. So I am going to do that, and then I'm going to take some time off camera and clean up my chest monster of shame, and I will see everybody in the next episode. thank you so very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy the content that I've provided for you today, please drop me a like or a subscribe if you are so kind, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, everybody.